Ready?
Welcome back, everybody, to Android App Addicts. I am your host, Mark, the Sultan of the Soapbox Cockerel. Glad to be back with you after a bit of a break. And joining me, as always, are the people you're really here to hear from. The door-to-door geek, Mr. Steve McLaughlin, and Eric, the executive Ardini. Hi, gentlemen.
Hello, Mark. Hey, I'm trying to finish this game while you're talking to me at the start of this show. So don't bother me, man. I'm shredding.
Shred away, Eric. Mark, first and foremost, I hope you had a good break because this was a time of the year, I guess, when we should have had a break. But two, you were just really sick, so I'm happy that you were able to recoup fast enough to come back on the show.
Yeah, it's just one of those 24-hour bugs. What my theory on that is that you're not actually sick. I think you're sick all the time. Like all your life, there's this virus or bacteria you're fighting with, and when you get really tired, your body can't fight it anymore. So it's one of those things that I'd had a couple of long nights. I got really tired, and I just got really sick. But I slept, and now I'm better.
Wow, speaking of old people and being sick in the hospital, I thought I had a grabber Monday. I actually went to the ER thinking I had a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's scary.
Anxiety attack?
It was just a virus that I probably had in my body my whole life and got tired. That's what they said.
I'm happy you're both A, not in the hospital, B, not dead, and here this evening for this very show.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here as well. So is this our first show of the new year? No, we've done one already, haven't we?
I don't think so.
No, this is it.
Well, Happy New Year, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas.
I did, and I had a good wedding anniversary too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. She didn't kill me again, so I made it another year. That's good.
Did you stay up to watch the ball drop?
Yes and no. We were up.
The yes part is you saw the ball drop. The no is it wasn't live.
We were up. We didn't care about no ball dropping. New York City, there's nothing about it that makes me ever want to look at anything about New York City. It's New York City. And if you live in New York City, oh well, you live in New York City.
My kids decided this year this was going to be the year they were going to stay up. And usually what we do, by the way, public service announcement, if you didn't know this, parents, Netflix has like 5 or 6 countdowns that you can do on demand. Just search New Year's countdown. So you can pick a time. And usually what we do is pick a time zone, pick a country in the world who is 4, 5, 6 hours ahead of us and celebrate New Year's with them at like 7 p.m. and then send the kids to bed at their regular time. So they get the celebration, and it's a legitimate one. But this year they decided this was going to be the year. By 11:15, everybody, including the wife, was out cold. So rather than letting it slide, I got out the noisemakers and the whistles and started making noise and woke everybody up, and that kept them up and energized until New Year. So they all made it through till at least 12:01, and then they crashed again.
Good man.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, me and my wife went out with her sister. It was her sister's birthday, December 31st. Our anniversary is technically on the 1st, but we celebrated on the 31st for obvious reasons. So we were out, and we were at a comedy club thing where we're right before midnight, like 10 minutes before midnight, the comedian was done off the stage, and then sat there 10 minutes later, countdown. Let's go back to the hotel room and go to sleep. I'm tired.
How's the comedian?
Local.
Enough said.
And here's the thing. I know I'm Abby. Abby Normal, glad to meet you. Because both of them I said, look, okay, you have like a little stand there selling your little t-shirts and whatever. Here's $30. Oh, $30, you get a shirt for $30. No, I don't want a shirt. Have $30. That's me saying thank you for it. It was a really good show because technically we didn't pay for the tickets. So there's some money for that. And I said, and me being me, I said, do you podcast? And both of them at different times were like, no. And I pointed at my hat. I said, take a picture of that, email me whenever you want, and I will help you free of charge to get on the internet doing free advertising and calling it podcasting. And of course, neither one's contacted me because what does that fat cracker know who was in the audience that night?
What was on your hat?
My
No, I'm
Podnutz.
just kidding. Oh,
You wear that hat everywhere you go?
I'm a hat guy from like the age of about 5. Everywhere I went, I wore a hat.
I like the white. It's a good look.
I
Looks kind of
hate-
tall though. Looks kind of tall.
I hate white, but it actually, I think, works.
Yeah, it does look a little tall.
Mhm.
January, we'll get last story, and then we'll get onto the apps, I promise. January 2nd, we took the kids to the zoo because we're in Georgia, right? It never gets cold in Georgia, except on January 2nd, where it was like 34 degrees. And the only animals dumb enough to be out were the humans. Because we went to the zoo, and every thing we went to said, these animals are off exhibit. These animals are off exhibit. So other than like the otters, everybody else was in the house being warm, and we were walking around freezing our patooties off because we had the day off.
So you're saying all the animals were looking out the window saying, honey, look, there's humans walking around.
Yeah.
Watch them shiver.
But in our family, you know, we got young kids. It's the carousel and the little train, and those are the reasons you actually go. So yeah, they have the little bands where for $8 they can ride all day. Money well spent. So we did that, and the actual zoo part of it was underwhelming.
Do they still have the wax machine that spits out wax animals?
No,
No, they didn't have that.
No.
but they did have the press the penny thing. So my 11-year-old's now a federal felon because it's actually a felony to damage U.S. currency.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I never understood that. How those get by.
We're paying somebody off. Dun-dun-dun. I don't know.
All right, let's do some app talk. Just to mix things up a little bit. Eric, let's start with you this week.
All right. Well, I think everybody who's in our AAA club and Google Plus probably saw this, the post from the doctor, Space, Stars, and Clouds 3D Free. And it's a live wallpaper along the lines of the Code Conditor's others, the Code Conditor's others. This one's a 3D parallax live wallpaper. But if you upgrade to the paid version, which is the XL version, is what he calls it, it also adds support for Google Cardboard or VR headsets. And so I tried this in a very dark room, so I didn't have any light like seeping in through any of the holes in my VR set. And I just looked up, and it was so cool just watching the stars come down at me. And it is my background wallpaper, screensaver, whatever you want to call it, for my 10-inch tablet. And it looks really nice. He did work a little bit harder on the clouds, I guess, space clouds. I don't know if they're nebulas or what they're called when they're space cloud, but to make those look a little more 3D-ish, but
Translucent even.
I think they're called space clouds, Eric.
space clouds. Okay.
Well, that's what they're called now.
That's what they were called something else before.
Officially, that's what they're called now. And they have little bracelets, and they fly into the space and say, Space Clouds!
Yeah. I gotta say this. The doctor. I would like to have a beer with him, but let's not go there. He's such a cool guy. But he obviously has so much OCD. It's like oozing out of his ears and his fingernails, kind of thing. Because I have never seen such an attention to detail the way this guy explains the amount of work and effort and detail that goes into his parallax, how he does his parallax, why doing his parallax this way is so important, and why it makes it technically more accurate, kind of thing. This is the kind of thing. I'm shocked he's doing Android apps, to be honest. The more I look at his apps, the more I think, shouldn't this guy be doing like CGI effects for TV shows and movies and stuff?
Yeah. And I also rocked his Christmas one, the whole Christmas season on my phone. His Christmas in HD Gyro 3D. We got a visitor.
Go to bed. I love you.
The Kettinger. I can't remember his first name for some reason. Though. Steve Kettinger.
Dr. Kittler.
Uh,
And I'll say I did do the parallaxing. I mean, I did do the cardboard because that's what blew me away when I loaded it the first time. It said you could do a cardboard. So I went upstairs. I took a roll of sealant, like shipping packing tape, because the kids nearly destroyed my Google cardboard. So I used sealant tape and I got it all working. Then I put it on my youngest one's head. And I love he's a passionate fellow. He's a guy, you know when he's happy, sad, or mad, because when he answers you, he answers it in song kind of thing when he's happy. So I put this on his head and he was just giddy, singing how cool everything was, how beautiful, everything was, kind of thing. So that gave me a kick. So that's where I got to thank the doctor. You gave me third-party happiness from my kid just freaking out, loving this app.
Nice. It's Alexander Kettler. Hey, you've got packing tape double taped to itself, and then you wrap that around your head on your cardboard?
No, I took the cardboard and I had my oldest son hold it in the form it was supposed to be in, and then I took sealant tape and went around the whole thing, so it stayed mostly together. And then I had to literally take the tape and put it to other tape and make a little tab to hold the door shut, because the kids destroyed the thing.
So you're due. Is what Door's saying is, hey, if somebody's got an extra cardboard laying around, send it to Door. He's due for a new one.
I can get one on Amazon for $8 or whatever. They ain't expensive. I just got to get around doing it. But
can't you just print out the plans and use an Amazon Prime box?
It's the lenses though.
The lenses and the magnet switchy thingy. Technically, yes, Mark. But also, I'm really lazy. And I despise printers. Anything with moving parts, to me, is the work of the devil, because they don't make any sense, and when they stop working, there's nothing I can do. That's where I turn into Fred Flintstone.
So you're the exact opposite of a maker.
I'm a destroyer.
If you get a 3D printer, though, you could just print out one that has DTD right on the side and all this stuff. And
well, I know, but I can tell you, if I do get a 3D printer and anything stops working on it, I'm going to have to get a new 3D printer.
Yeah, don't buy an HP one then.
No.
It's the ink that really costs you.
Yeah.
All right, Door, what is your app this week, the first one?
Okay, well, the first one I'm going to bring, I will say it like this, it's not an app. It can't be an app because it's better than an app. We've had a couple things. Like one time, the good friend of the network, the Android enthusiast, Soham, did a posting asking, what do you want to hear from Android enthusiasts this coming year? And one of the guys replied, is this the new name for Android App Addicts? Because there was a 2-week hiatus, so obviously we're rebranding the show. And I was like, no, this is just his blog. It's a text blog. He said, oh, because if it was, I was going to ask you to have less games. Okay. Having Android and less games is like saying, can I have more long-distance runners but less Kenyans, please? It's really difficult to hit that niche, is what I'm trying to say. Which, of course, that wasn't what I was saying, but that's what I'm trying to say. So here's a couple links here on a Fandroid. Top Android apps without all the games revealed in hidden Google Play Store links. And let me take the chat before I forget. This is really only because it's a little bit eye-opening. Okay. You go there and there's 3 new links. A link to all the top apps, to all the top paid apps, and the top free apps without any games in the listing. Now, when I say without any games in the listing, what I mean is without any games that openly classify themselves as games. A couple games are going to seep through because some game developers try to say, we're not games, we're entertainment, we're this, we're that, but they're really games. So it's with a minimal amount of games. Like if you hit the top free apps one, if you do that in your normal browsing of the Google Play Store, you will literally have 90+% of all your stuff being games. And that can be quite nerve-wracking, is what I'm going to say. These links make it really easy to just browse productivity apps and all the others. Now, here's the next problem. Stuff like icon packs seemed to be also everywhere. And that was one of the things that Ron said on All About Android. And I do have to agree with him. The icon packs and stuff are starting to become ridiculous because it's so easy to just take someone else's icon pack. Hey, it's a new icon pack. With doing basically little to no work. And finally, it works on my computer. Lord, like the top free applications: number one, Messenger, then Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Pandora, Netflix, Google Photos, Wish Shopping, Super Bright LED, Spotify Music, WhatsApp, Go SMS. No games. And you scroll down, and eventually you will see a game or two. But I personally found this very helpful for my own sanity of searching the store without games overwhelming me. And this will be in the notes. It will be posted to our Patreon, yada yada, and yada yada.
Yeah, thanks for sharing the store. It's nice. It's like
All right.
a pro tip, but I don't know.
So the link is, it's just a link, right? So I'm at play.google.com/store/apps/category/application/collection/top selling_free.
Yeah,
So,
I can't remember what they said. I want to say it was the addition in the URL of the word application in uppercase.
right.
Makes it so there's no games in your vault.
I see. And I'm at all that same stuff _paid.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a very easy way if you want to see the top 300 or 500 whatever apps that aren't games or mostly aren't games. You'll scroll through. I guarantee you're going to see some interesting things, some old mentions from like AAA episode 4 and stuff, still hanging around, and then you'll see, of course, weird stuff that that doesn't make any sense, and you just keep going past it.
I'm kind of surprised at how many of these I've tried. Many of them I have tried in the past.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that means you have good taste because they're the top apps.
Yeah. Well, or I'm just a lemming with all the others.
Or, yes.
So now that we've talked about all the non-games, let me bring a game. And it's probably a return from the attic. Is that what you guys call this one? Because it's been around so long, surely you've covered it before. But I just started playing it just randomly. I just downloaded it because I thought I would try it. But it has been one of those games that's really captivated my attention. I play it. You can play it quickly. You can play a game in 2 or 3 minutes and then put it away. But there's enough story and it's not enough different that I've been playing it now for about 3 weeks every chance I get. It's Marvel Contest of Champions. And it's just your basic punching game, very similar to like the old Street Fighter, where you had forward, backward, and 3 kick and 3 punch. In this case, you've got, a tap or a swipe, forward, backward, that kind of thing. So the controls are very simple. And you get to play with all the Marvel characters, Magneto and Spider-Man and Juggernaut and all those guys. And it's just it's a fun game that I'm enjoying. So I thought I would tell you about it.
And we've never brought it.
Wow.
Eric, can you put a link to that in the chat,
Yep.
please?
Sure can.
Because it's been around since like 2013. That surprises me.
I'll say because when you were talking about it, it didn't really ring a bell to me. I will say I am a huge fan. Not like I'm going to go out and buy a $200 game controller, but I'm a big fan of Street Fighter. Now the link Eric put in there was to all the Marvel games. So which one was it called again?
Command.
I'm sorry.
It's the very first one.
It's this one right here. I'll get you.
Contest of Champions?
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay. Huh.
So,
Okay.
you get to, say Rocket Raccoon, right? He's got a little jetpack on him and he flies
Rocky
the whole
J.
time.
Raccoon? I thought he was an old cartoon.
Yeah. And just this little things like that. They're quirky and there's enough inside jokes there if you're a big Marvel guy, but you don't have to be a comic book geek to enjoy just slugging a guy in the face.
Right. This does look pretty good. Looks a really good find to me.
Yeah, and it's the more you play, the more stuff you get. You level up, and as you quest, you get gems and gold and ISO 8 that you use to level up your champions. But like I said, I've been playing it for a couple of weeks now, and I haven't had to give it any money. That's a good sign to me. I will give it money because I like the game, but you can continue to play it and enjoy it without paying for it, and I consider that a good thing.
Who's your favorite character so far?
Black Widow, because she's just really tough in this game.
Oh no.
There's a guy. Maybe you guys can help me. Again, I'm not a big comic book guy. Big gray dude in a suit.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Solomon Grundy.
Okay.
Maybe he's a big, huge, gigantic, basically zombie.
I vaguely remember him from like the Spider-Man.
No. You remember him from Challenge of the Super Friends.
Okay.
He was with the Legion of Doom. That's the only big gray guy I know who wore a suit. Now the suit was always nice, but always tattered at the edges because the zombie. I missed this. How do you do your? Well, there's no buttons. I'm going to guess.
Right. So you swipe forward to attack, swipe backward to dodge, press the left side to block, press the right side and hold to do a power attack, tap it to do. It explains it to you as you go through. The first level is a trainer. It explains all that to you.
Okay. Well, see that doesn't sound very GPD gamepad friendly because I was hoping I could do it on a gamepad.
And I don't know. I haven't seen an option in there to customize the controls either.
I don't know. I mean, the guy looks like Solomon Grundy, but I don't know. Because, Solomon Grundy, just big, ugly.
Yeah, that's probably him.
Good, very good find, Mark.
And, the small characters are quick, and the big characters like the Hulk is slow. He's not going to land many punches, but when he does, they knock you down. I really like games like that each character has his own strength and weakness. And so, yeah, check it out.
Cool. Oh, yeah. That's why I liked Street Fighter, because Zangief, huge, slow, but if he got a hold of you, 360 power driver, it's over.
Yep. And let me do an email. The one and only we have tonight from Todd Evans. It says, hey guys, came across an interesting app. I would call it Voxer for Twitter in a sense. I don't really have much use for it since nobody really follows me on Twitter. If I had a following, it would be an easy way to get a quick message out. But with the following I have, they could probably care less about a rant from me. So sharing with the listeners may provide opportunity for some up and coming social media butterfly to gain followers of their own. And the app is called Chhirp.
Sorry. How do you spell Chhirp?
Chhirp.
Yeah, there was a double letter in there.
Chhirp. I just pasted it in the chat room.
And I want to thank
sorry about that.
I can't find the email now. It wasn't Joe Licata that edited his pledge, because that happened on the 3rd.
It was Joe.
It was Joe? Oh, it was Joe. Okay, yep. Well, thank you very much, Joe. That was the other piece of feedback content we had was Joe modifying his pledge on Patreon. Joe Licata, a.k.a. Hurricanrana. Thank you very much.
He's also in the chat live tonight, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, though, this app, Todd, you are a dirty, dirty man, is all I'm going to say. You know exactly what it takes to get my attention. And if you call something the whatever a Vox, like Voxer
of Twitter.
Yeah, a Voxer of whatever, anything, you instantaneously get my attention. So I did use this already twice today. First time I accidentally called it, instead of Chhirp, I called it, I don't know, Chip or something, I don't know. So I did use it on twitter.com/DoorDoorGeek. I really do like the idea of this. Basically, I can just do an audio posting easily. Other people can easily listen to it and then reply in however they want to, text or through another Chhirp itself. So I'm just going to keep using this. This might actually get me to use Twitter more, and I never said that.
Yeah, I'm not. I gave up on Twitter. I was a Twitter guy for about 2 or 3 years, and then just gave up. And I don't know that this is going to bring me back to it.
Yeah, well, I've got one. That's about it.
I can tell you the thing I hated about Twitter. Anytime anybody pinged me just as I was starting to actually explain, come to a conclusion of what I was saying to them, I ran out of characters. So maybe I can reply with this and fit what I'm saying in that time frame. Now, the only thing I don't like is there's a hard limit on time. It's literally like 15 seconds or 20 seconds. So I really don't like that, because that's the same exact damn problem, which is as soon as I start to get to the point where I'm actually explaining something, I'm going to look up and I'm going to see I'm running out of time.
Of course, assuming they're following you, you can now do 10,000 characters in a DM.
Yeah, well, that's just do an email. Well, why not just do an email at that point? It's easier to search. It's easier to archive. It's easier to forward and share. I'm getting old.
Or talk for 3.5 minutes on Voxer if you want to.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Voxer, man.
Voxer's got it so far. I don't know. It's gonna be tough to.
Yeah,
I don't think actually it wouldn't be tough, but I think anybody who tries to go against Voxer doing what they do will go broke.
yes, yes, because the people who do Voxer, they're the creators of Node.js, and it's a proof of concept app that they're doing. But I don't know if I said this on this show, so I wanted to do it just a touch small, teeny tiny rant. People go on Reddit and do AMAs. I've had people say to me, "Hey, Dor, why don't you do an AMA?" I already do. They say, "What? You do an AMA?" Yes, I do. I do it every day. It's called answering my emails. Unlike other people, Podnutz tries to have a completely literal, no pun intended, open door policy. You don't have to wait for special events to communicate and ask questions. And if you want questions asked in the public eye, you simply write into a podcast, and then you have that. Secondly, I love the fact that most people on podcasts, I never hear mention the word Voxer, which tells me we are more social with each other and with the listeners of the show, because literally almost a third of the people in my Voxer list are listeners to the shows primarily. And then they once in a while ping me. Lastly, I think it's almost hysterical. Nobody on any platform, Android Central, Fandroid, Twit, all about Android, nobody's even mentioning Jide Remix. You people out there are I'm going to curse right now really bad and say incompetent. You guys are doing a complete disservice to the community of listeners, okay? Jide just released their remixed OS as an installable platform for x86 devices, okay? I'm going to beg everybody out there, try it, download it, try to put it on an old laptop, try to put it on an old desktop, and tell me your experience, because my experience personally is damn good. This can bring old devices back to life where you don't have to worry about crypto locker infections, ransomware infections, or anything of that likeness. And it's completely free. And that's why these horrible another delete expletive the oldest profession in the world, none of these sites are talking about Jide, because Jide has not did their quote unquote service to these people. They haven't gave them money. They haven't gave them free product. So they're not going to be talking about them. Where a place like Podnutz, where it's real people, will see something, will say, I like that, I think it's cool, and talk about it. I'm telling you people out there, go ahead and download Remix, give it a try. I guarantee you're going to be at least shocked, maybe impressed, or even maybe fall in love with it as a platform to play around with.
I'm glad that you brought up Remix OS, because I was wondering if you'd heard about it yet. I saw it last night and I was like, oh, where's this after the show? Sure, but yeah, I've got a netbook I'm gonna try it on, and then I've got an i7 I'm gonna try it on also, just to give me the full both ways.
I can almost guarantee you it's going to work good. I don't want to say great, but I guarantee it's almost going to it's going to work pretty good. I'm really happy with it, all I gotta say. I'm really satisfied with it, how it works, how it runs, what it can do, and how solid it is. I have so few errors on my both remixed devices. People who say Android is not right in a laptop form factor, people who say Android is not right for desktop form factors, that's because they're ignorant in their walled garden of who's paying me money to talk about them. Okay.
All right. So that's the first time in about 6 minutes you've mentioned that Jide is Android for x86.
Right.
So let's. I just wanted to not gloss over that. So it's an Android spin based on the Android x86 project. So you throw it on any Intel processor.
Oh, yes and no. First, it was a tablet, ARM processor, tablet, Surface-like device. Then it was a small puck size ARM again desktop type device. Now they're releasing it under x86 platform device. So they've done the jump kind of thing.
Do you know, Dor, if they also have released the Jide Remix OS for Android? If you say you wanted to load it on to some other kind of Android device, and
yes, but it's
Flash.
extremely limited. You have to have like a Nexus 9, a Nexus 5, and I want to say there might be one other thing you can load it to. It's very, very few the devices that it supports.
I've got an Android TV box I'd like to try it on. I think that'd be, or some kind of thing like that.
Too old.
Well, according to their website here, Jide.com, Remix OS for PC isn't yet released.
I think there was I thought I saw a download.
Yeah,
somewhere on there.
It says coming mid-January.
Oh.
So maybe there's something in the developer forum or something, but not right just on the website.
Maybe when
yeah, I'll have to look. I'm almost positive I saw this. I probably saw the same post that Dor did last night. That they did have a download.
Well, and I admit I'm a sucker to jump on it when I see, the new phone books are here.
I'm somebody.
Yeah, and for that I apologize, but it comes with a reason. And when it becomes available and you guys download it, you'll see too. I've tried every version of Android x86 ever. Okay, they all have either big gaping flaws or small, extremely nagging flaws. And Remix, in my opinion, is the only one I've ever dealt with that actually does stuff right.
Great stuff. Eric, I think we're back to you now.
Okay. Hey, I was talking about underscore paid earlier. I want to do a little shout out to Kevin McLaughlin. He gave a little love to my Play Store credit stack over the holidays. Gave me a donation of $33.33, which is a significant number if you're a podcast listener of many different podcasts. And I appreciate that.
Of one podcast, because nobody else would try to make sense of something.
Yeah. And one podcast will get you a podcast license if you donate $33.33.
Right. And will get you kicked off of major podcasting networks as well. Right. So I definitely want to thank Kevin, Sir Kevin McLaughlin. You are the man. Thank you very much.
Right, sir.
And I instantaneously put it to good use. I bought a spinning disk replacement laptop size hard drive for my own cloud instance because the hard drive was starting to go boom. So thank you, Mr. Kevin McLaughlin. Whenever anyone syncs audio back to my server so I can do for post-production for all of Podnutz, they do it because you enable them to do it.
And mine went towards a ham radio because I've been podcasting for 5 years and that's the thing to do. My next app is Toon Clash Chess. I've been on the search for battle chess, all these years.
I love chess.
Oh, the battle chess was so fun. I think it was like Commodore 64 or something.
Way back then, yeah.
Yeah, and those pieces would go at it, and I've never really found a replacement since. But this is close, and it's kid friendly. The players, they move around and they do their things, and it's chess. It's got a UI that's pretty intelligent. I was beaten when I played the middles, but I did win when I played the lowest setting. So that's good. And it's just a fun, different way. It's like the hillbillies versus the robots. Well, I guess they're all robots, but the hillbilly ones versus the Jetsons or something.
Yeah. The Sharks versus the Jets.
Wow.
But if you like chess, go for it.
I remember Battle Chess rocked my world back in the days of I think it was the TRS-80, somewhere time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff, man.
I like chess. I'm a fan of chess, but it's like I I can't watch baseball on TV because it's like mind-numbingly slow. I love chess. I love the idea of chess. I love the strategy. I love the how stuff happens. The function of chess kind of thing. But I'm really not good at it. So
Well, you
I'll
don't have
take
to
a
be
look.
good at it to enjoy it.
Well, I know, but let me just say, if you do, and if you are good at it, you enjoy it a little bit more. I'm betting.
One thing that's nice about this one, it helps train beginners too, because when you click on a player, it'll give you every possible move you can do with that player. Like if you've got the one that goes up 2 and over 1, it'll show you where you'll end up landing everywhere. And then one thing that was odd though, it was not obvious when you were in check. Just all of a sudden you couldn't move the things you wanted to move where you wanted to move them. It wasn't like flashing, "Hey, you're in check, you're in check, you're in check." That was a little weird, but I always thought check was kind of a big deal. They toned that down a bit.
And so you have friends and you battle against friends or against the AI.
I've only played against the AI.
Yeah. Anytime I play against the AI, I have to dumb it down to like, retarded 6-year-old because I can't beat anybody else.
We should match sometime. Then we'd probably have a great time.
Culturally insensitive remark there. I apologize. I have an app I play on a regular basis. It's called Chess Time. I guess that'll be my app. It's Android. It's free. It's and I'm just Mark on there. So
It's like words with friends, and like you play other people all the time.
Yeah.
Back to it when you're
welcome to it's by Haptic Apps LLC. I don't always just respond to random invites, but if I get one in the next week or so, I'll know it's probably somebody listening to the show, and I will lose to you.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, because I'm 99% sure I played this as well. Actually, I first played this on the website for years, and then they came out the Android app. The thing I like about this was the game. You can literally do one move, put it back in your pocket. You'll get pinged 2 minutes, 2 hours later, whenever the other guy does his move. Pull the phone back out of your pocket, do one more move.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I've been using this app for about 3 years now, and the average game lasts days, 3 or 4 days, and you can set different levels. Like I think the standard is you get 24 hours to make a move. You don't make a move in 24 hours, you forfeit the game. But you can bump that all the way up as high as a week. So yeah, and I have 3 or 4 friends that I play with on a regular basis, and it's just like you said, Dor. It's a great way to. I got 5 minutes before a meeting. Let me make a move. All right, put my phone away. I'm done with it for a while.
Yeah, I liked everything about this app. I honestly like the ecosystem. It wasn't like other game systems where as soon as you start to win, the other person rage quits, or whatever. The interface, there's nothing fancy about the interface, but that's the thing. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. It's chess.
Right.
I had fun with this. I will say I had fun with this, but then it got to the point where I was playing like 6 or 7 games at a time, and I thought to myself, I'm not that smart. What am I doing? I'm going to lose all of them.
Yeah, you're right about the rage quitting when you start to lose a game. That happened. Like I was watching my son play Madden, and I was mad because he was playing some dude online, random person, and he wouldn't play me. I'm like, well, just quit. Oh, but then it'll count as a loss for me, and a gamer score and all that. And then he scores a touchdown, the other guy just quits. I'm like, oh, so that counted as a win for you? Now you can play me.
And you could also text back and forth, so you get the smack talk option in there. And if you go to the thing, right, I don't know if you're seeing the same thing. This will be an interesting experiment. The first review on Chess Time that I see is from my former co-host of the Taiwan Tech, Sean Keibel.
Nope.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's still cool.
It's just because Google was aware that we are buddies.
Right. Well, and they believe in I think they're right, that when you see his review, it adds a little bit more weight.
Absolutely.
And by a little bit more, I mean like a billion times more weight.
Well, it's only about 215 pounds, but yeah, I get the
okay.
idea.
Well, you know, that was close. 220, 221, whatever it takes.
All right, Mr. Door-to-Door Geek, what's your next app?
Okay. Oh, okay. This one, again, this is not a game. I hope this is actually good. This is actually useful. This is actually functional. This is actually good for society. This is actually good for mankind. This is actually good for accessibility. And this is good for people who need it, handicapped people. I'm going to send this to my buddy, Jonathan Nadeau, Admiral Jonathan Nadeau. I'm going to send this to him so he can play with it. It's called BlindTool, which is a little insensitive, but let's not go there right now. BlindTool is an app that uses some kind of mystical, magical power where you point your phone to something, the camera picks it up, and then the phone tells you what it is you're looking at.
Oh, it's Google goggles compared with added with Google Voice. It's perfect.
Well, but it's real time.
Yeah.
It's ongoing, and supposedly this can pick up some things, some pretty spectacular things. So this literally might be the kind of thing that can help. Here's the whole thing. All I ever want to see for people with special needs is empower them to be more independent. If I can give an Android device to somebody and they can walk around their house pointing it at things to find the, I don't know, lost remote control, you know, that's fantastic. They don't have to touch and feel all over every square inch to be before they find something. If they can open up a drawer, point this in, and figure out really quick, is this the silverware drawer or is this the drawer with the towels in it, kind of thing. If this can empower people even a little bit, even for only a minute or two a day, to me that's a huge win. That's a huge, huge win for, dare I say, for technology in general not being evil and leaving people behind. So Joseph Paul Cohen is the developer of this app. Joseph, big tip of the hat. Thank you very much. I am going to download this myself and play with it, but as soon as my buddy replies to me, he's going to push it out on Blind mailing list to his friends and other people, and I will give it a review, trying to get this thing a little bit more eyeballs looking at it. So that's cool.
Good find, Door.
And it's from a geek like me, it's really cool because, under the item description, what it is, the picture says frying pan, there's the list of things that could have been and the probabilities of it. And so you get to see it's, probably doing some sort of Bayesian matching with a corpus of other pictures. And so it says that anything over, it looks like from the pictures, a 0.5 probability, it assumes that's what it is. That's pretty impressive. That's really impressive. And I don't know, it doesn't help the blind person to see the probabilities, but it sure helps the geek out about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I was thinking for some reason, Mark, I wasn't thinking Google goggles. What I kept thinking was
Google Translate.
No. The Google Deep Dream. I kept thinking this was something to do with that.
Could be.
I don't know. That's the whole thing. I really don't know. This is the kind of thing where I turn into like a chimpanzee and just go, "Oh, that's cool." And
it's impressive that it got payphone right, because there are 20-year-olds in the world that don't know what one of those are. All right. I don't have anything else, so back to you, Eric.
All right. At the beginning of the show, I was too busy playing this game. Well, that's odd. I'm bringing all the games tonight. I was too busy playing this game to talk to you. And I apologize for that now. But this game's called Shred It, and it is a paperistic, kind of like South Park originally was, made out of like paper scraps. It's that kind of animation, but it's a snowboarding game. And basically you shred and you dodge things and jump things and duck under the stuff and make it down the hill. I've only played there's an endless hill one. There's other modes too, but I haven't got into it. I just found it today. So I've only played this straight down the hill.
So it's Temple Run on snow?
Yeah, there's no turns though. It's not like Temple Run. It's kind of I guess it's kind of like Temple Run, isn't it?
This is actually an older game, Eric. I'm going to say that because just because the logo, the icon for it, I know I've seen that before, and I know I've seen it a while ago, but I don't remember the screenshots of the game. I do love this. This is, to me, gorgeous.
It reminds me of Doodle Bowling, which I know you guys covered because I heard it on this show.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like, yeah. You say South Park, I just say like pseudo real. You know what I mean? Because of the paper like aspect to it.
Yeah, like the snow has lines on it, like a
Right, and I love like the boards, the snowboards are literally, you can very easily tell just pieces of papers with like fold lines on them and stuff. That's awesome.
yeah. I don't know how old it is. It was last updated yesterday, so they're
I just
keeping up with it.
Well, 4.0, huh, huh, huh. Yeah. I don't know. Cool. Good find. Even though I'm not really this kind of gamer, the one thing I don't like about it is I don't really see. I see only one shot in the whole game that I could say is clearly gameplay footage. You know what I mean? Well, they have a video, man. This would be good for. They need a video, man.
That's how you know it's a great game.
Oh, okay.
And I haven't tried it with a controller either, so I don't know if that's available for it. When I was playing, it was just tap on one side, tap on the other side, swipe up or swipe down.
Gotcha.
All right, Eric, let's go ahead and empty our tanks. You got anything else for us?
Yeah, I got one more. Just a real quick game. Nobody in this age bracket of the people doing this podcast will know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
But for our younger listeners, this is a really cheesy find things in a picture game called Miranda Sings versus Haters.
Oh yeah, Miranda.
You know
Sing.
Miranda Sings?
Oh, I'm all the time.
You a big YouTube follower of her too? Me too.
YouTube,
hilarious.
Vimeo, all of them. Yeah.
She's great. She was just in a car with
Oh God.
Seinfeld drinking coffee.
She's really
recently.
attractive.
Yeah, she's a sharp dresser.
Okay, who the hell is this, and where did you find it?
Oh, you don't know who she is?
No.
Oh, I thought you, I thought you actually did.
What the
'Cause she
hell
is
is this, Aaron?
famous.
No, she's not. And no.
I'm sure my kids know who she is.
Right, I'm sure they do too. And
I'm
that's
sure
who
my kids
I
don't.
brought it for.
I'm sure my kids don't.
Really?
I can guarantee you.
Pound on the ceiling. Say, hey, Billy, who's
Already
Miranda
upstairs.
Sings?
They're already upstairs in bed. Do you know how I know? Neither of my kids know who she is whatsoever, because none of these look like Minecraft videos. Okay. That's how I am positive. All of my kids will say, what?
I'm gonna ping you tomorrow to ask you if you've asked them if they knew who Miranda Sings is at breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, she's this comedian who dresses like that.
Oh, yeah, so funny. I
puts-
can't wait. She's on a movie deal any second. I mean, because she's already
Unlock
famous,
selfie
right?
bonus levels and discover all of Miranda's moods.
I am so happy. So happy. People like this will never actually become famous.
Well, I don't know. She was in a little
In a what? A Nickelodeon show?
no, a little car with Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh,
getting
that's
coffee.
it. Fantastic. That just means somebody paid her money, or paid Seinfeld money, I should say.
I don't know. She's got some YouTube videos out there. She's kind of funny, I
God.
guess.
I can't look directly at her anymore. I'm getting sick.
All right, distract yourself by bringing us what's left in your tank, Door.
Okay. Okay. First app I'm going to bring. It's not a game. It's an activity. Okay. Let's stick with that. It's not a game. It's an activity. It's called Paint Splash. This is a Chromecast art game where you give multiple kids Android tablets or phones. You turn it on the Chromecast on the TV, and they basically have a cooperative drawing board where they can all draw on the TV using their tablets and Android devices. I personally think this is kind of cool to really cool. I couldn't find it on the Amazon App Store though, and my one kid has a $30, $50 Amazon Kindle, so that didn't really help him too much. But I did it on the oldest kid, and he did it for like 3 minutes and said, "This is kind of like a baby's game, Dad."
I could see it starting a fight where you paint over somebody else's thing they just spent all this
Well,
time doing.
Eric. If we say that, then let's just say everything causes a fight. Do you know why? Because everything causes a fight. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, this makes it super easy.
Cost $1, but no in-app purchases and no ads.
Right.
It'd be cool if you had a 50-inch TV and a couple of tablets hooked up to it. That'd be really nice, actually.
I'll say this: it's one of those things where it looks like it could actually be pretty good fun. What I'm going to throw out next is going to be a group, a cluster, a murder, a whatever of games, and it's because they're all 3 Lego games. I'm going to put them what I think of as an order to most kidified to more full-fledged gamer type games. Okay. The first one is called Lego Marvel Super Heroes. And I really was afraid for a second that Mark was saying this game when I heard his Marvel game earlier. This is a pretty easy run around and tap the screen Lego Marvel game where you can be a whole bunch of different characters. It's a very on rails type game where you just go from the beginning to the end and basically have a little bit of fun. It's $4.99. Lego Marvel Superheroes. Now, if your kids actually like Legos and your kids actually like Marvel, honestly, this is a fair price because I guarantee it's going to keep them entertained for at least an hour easily. When you stop and think about it, to go see Star Wars, you paid probably twice as much as that with only about twice as much of the time, so it's a fair value, I'll say. This next one though, Star Wars, Lego Star Wars Yoda 2. This was actually really cool, really fun, completely free, everyone 10 and up. This was definitely a little bit harder though. This was a little bit more, I don't want to say open world because it was definitely on like a rail, but you could actually take the wrong step and hit a dead end and have to come back. And the space flight shooting in this one was heck of a lot of fun. It even has like the Hoth snow planet taking down AT-ATs level. I thought that was actually really fun. This one for free, hard to beat, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Really hard to beat. This was a heck of a lot of fun. And lastly, never heard of this one before. Completely free, 10 and up. Lego NEXO Knights MERLOK 2.0. And I don't know what the hell any of that means. NEXO, NEXO Knights, MERLOK 2.0. And MERLOK, the logo kind of looks like Merlin. This one definitely seemed a little bit harder and a little bit longer. And the thing that I read about this one said this one had hours of gameplay in it.
I bet if you look at Walmart shelves about 6 months from now, you'll know exactly what Nexo Knights MERLOK means. Because it'll be everything will be that.
Right, wouldn't shock me at all. So yeah, again, and as always, I swear from episode 5 going on, Lego is not playing around. Lego wants to be the premier game developers on Android just by the sheer number of games. Now, granted, they don't have Arnold doing their ads for them. They're not Clash of Clans, which I can't wait for people to figure out, oh, wait, that game sucks. But they're definitely trying to adhere to what honestly got them to the dance. All of these games to me are reminiscent of Lego Batman, Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones, and all those games, which to be honest are really good games. So these were all cool.
These are all really good games, I can tell, because none of them have a video.
Yeah, that's true. None of them have video. Let me just take a quick scroll through because I did think I had one more non-game app, and for some reason, all of my windows scrolled down halfway, and it's really annoying. Okay, here was a stupid one. I just want to throw this out there just because it was different, and I like different. Project UX for KLWP. I mean, just rolls off the tongue. Project UX for KLWP. This tries to basically completely innovate and change what your desktop launcher can look like. Okay, now what it says you need installed before anything, and this is a $1.25 app, you need Nova Launcher Pro installed, and you need Pro KLWP. I don't know what that means, but when I looked at the video to this, I thought this is actually different enough to where I want to try to get this running on my phone.
Yeah.
There's no way to explain it except it's trying to turn your home screen into almost a colorful magazine-ish interactive interface. I mean, I don't know how else to try to explain it, except that's the closest I can get.
You're looking at another $2.99 for the KLWP Live Wallpaper Pro key. Yeah, if you're not going all in on it, I'm gonna, and I could let you know, or vice versa, because this looks cool.
Yeah, I don't know, and that's the whole thing. What I really want is this is an example of. I would like for this to catch a little bit of attention just because it's different, and then hopefully other people will see, hey, maybe if we do some innovation on the home screen, we can get some traction too. Instead of doing the same thing everyone else has been doing for 5 years, let's do something different. That'd be nice.
All right, I'm gonna be the one to
Pro. The wallpaper thing you saw, Eric, is just another thing that goes on top of KLWP. I think I can't actually find KLWP Pro. I don't know what that is. I can't find it in the store.
Maybe it's just KLWP and then with an in-app purchase.
I'm guessing WP stands for wallpaper. So,
live wallpaper, custom live wallpaper. Yeah, custom with a K. That makes sense.
Custom Industries with a K.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it's that first one.
Yeah,
because they've also got custom widget too, which is KW.
Yeah.
GT.
So that's why that makes sense then, because it makes your entire desktop a wallpaper that it then customizes.
Right, and when you are sliding to go to different desktops, there's nothing on the desktop, so the wallpaper changes behind it.
Yeah, so project user experience for KL for custom live wallpaper. I think we've cracked the code.
Have you guys used Zuper widget much?
Yes.
It's kind of you kind of do that kind of stuff with that a little bit.
Yeah, there's two of them like that. There's Zuper and there's another one that are really close to each other. You can really get in there in the nuts and bolts and really do hard customizations of unique widgets, and I think that's pretty cool. A little bit above my pay grade, but pretty cool.
No, it's nice if you can pay $1.25 and have everybody lay all this stuff out for you. Worth the $1.25 if you don't have a whole lot of time on your hands to fiddle.
Right.
To get it to look right and cool, both.
Yeah, I do think I'm going to throw in here one more game. I will. And only because I already bought this, but I haven't had a chance to yet put it on the GPD. But everything I'm looking at the screen tells me this should work on the GPD pretty good. Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath.
Love Oddworld.
I'm kind of
Joe Licata in this chat room says the BlindTool app thinks my wallet is a mousetrap with a nipple, but it can't recognize a beer bottle.
All right.
Okay. We'll take that as a win. Just because. I will say this Oddworld, I just gotta say, again, amazing the level of looks like gameplay graphics and in-depth interaction on a Android platform. All I got to do is just say, watch the video, wait a couple seconds, and you'll say to yourself, oh, wow, pretty cool.
Yeah, the Oddworld series has been around for a long time, and they've really based themselves on amazing artwork, and in unique gameplay too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this will do a little bit of like capturing my attention to where I play. And I don't expect to play it to where I beat it or anything, but I expect to play it and have fun and, you know, lose myself for a little bit here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, the graphics, the images are beautiful.
Yeah, the worlds and they're so cool.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, a lot of people out there can rag on Android and say they're not real games. They're not real games. My PS1, my Xbox, my, you know, killer PC. That's real games. What you have is little, you know, kid activities kind of thing. You can say that, and there's a good reason why you say that, because there is a bunch of crap on Android that is little kiddie games that sucks, like Crossy Roads. It's not a real game. It's just an activity that barely passes for a game. This, on the other hand, I'm sorry, this is a full-fledged game where this would have been on a console, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago. But instead of having to charge 60, 70, 80 bucks for a game, they can put it out on Android and charge, what was it, like $3.99, $2.99. So this to me is really cool, and I just want to see this get more popular. Period.
It says it requires at least a 1.2 gigahertz dual core CPU, a gig of RAM, with an Adreno 220 and NVIDIA Tegra 3 ARM. So requires some serious stuff, but it also says it's compatible with all of my devices. So the Nexus 5, the Moto X, the Asus Transformer, the old HTC Vivid. So, you know, it needs some specs, but not super top of the line specs.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to say what I did was my little portable device. This should work on that just fine. And I remember it's showing a price in my screen because I volunteered my oldest son's Google Play credit to use for this endeavor. Because he should like it, you know. That's my logic.
I always remember, there's my buddy from Munch's Odyssey from the original Xbox. There's my buddy.
Well, you know what, Dor, what you were saying is the specs of a modern day Android phone are not far off from the specs of the original Xbox.
Right.
Well, different processor architecture, but yes, exactly.
You know, we're getting to that point where you do have a supercomputer in your pocket and you complain that it costs more than $350.
Right. Well, that and the inverse is also happening. We had in the old days, we had to be super utterly tight and efficient with our code. And then we got to the point where we could be ridiculously bloated with our code. Some people are going back and ratcheting up. Sorry for using that. Ratcheting up on their code, tightening it down, making it so it can be a lot more efficient. And the things that you're seeing come out of it are like this game, where really on a little in your pocket device that could have retailed for only $250 could play this really with no problems.
Yep.
Well, that's a big old batch of apps to start the year off. I feel we acquitted ourselves well for having missed a show or two there, because this was a bevy of beautiful. I ran out of bees. This is a lot of good stuff. So thanks guys for that. So let's cut it off there. But I do want to ask for any final words, closing comments, words of wisdom from the manager.
I'm glad to be here for another year with you guys and all the listeners. And thanks everybody for listening and donating.
How about yourself, Mr. Door-to-Door Geek?
I really can't thank everyone enough for all the support throughout the year, whether it be just people like Kevin McLaughlin, who insistently retweet almost everything Podnutz does, and then once in a while throws us a gift card for Amazon, or the person who just sends us constant emails like Todd, or the guy who owns the all Tune and Lube out in California who uses podnutz.com/Amazon, or you just download the show. Every single person who does anything to help this network, I appreciate it ridiculously. It looks like again this year the Christmas the Christmas Amazon affiliate stuff is going to again be really good. I do have, I think, a couple hosting fees coming up here very shortly, but thanks to you guys, there's no worrying whatsoever to get this kind of thing done. I will say, and I'm going to say it now, so it's going to happen, that by the time this show gets released on the public feed, there will be 2 other brand new Podnutz series shows coming out very, very shortly. I won't say what they are, and I won't say when they are. So just keep your eyes on podnutz.com or twitter.com/podnutz, and you'll see those new shows on day one. And I hope you guys like them.
Big market teaser there, Dor.
Gotta try
Yeah.
some.
Can't wait.
I would like to direct you to my website, elementop.com. Check out my new old show. It's a brand new show called Geek Rant that started with episode 221 because it's the internet and we can do that sort of stuff. Check it out. We're pretty proud of what we do. We hope you'll like it too. As always, we appreciate your support. And like Dor said, the number one thing, the most important thing you could do to support us, support the show, keep it going, is download. The number 2 thing is make sure other people download. I don't mean sneak into your neighbors' houses and download it on their Wi-Fi. I mean, spread the word, tell people about it. If you like it, tell other people about it. Because the odds are, if you like the show and you like the other people may like the show too. Just a good chance there.
Yes. Playing the odds.
I'm happy to be starting my first year with these guys. It's been great jumping in and for the dearly departed, the loved and missed Steve Cherubino. I can never replace him. I can only take his place, but I'm happy to be doing it. And I look forward to a great coming year. And I will say that's it for this show. And we'll see you next week on Android App Addicts.
Very cool. Thank you very much, guys. And I'll throw out there publicly, Mark. If you find you're constantly, I'll just put it like this. If you find you're constantly only having 2 people on Geek Rant and you want a third person there to just confuse everybody and to just, throw a wrench into stuff, just let me know and I'll come out and help.
Same here.
Okay. You're welcome anytime. Well, almost anytime.
Almost anytime.
You're welcome to ask to come on and I'll consider it. Anytime.
Well, I'm happy to say I hope I'll be the first voicemail for Geek.
You are indeed. The second one came moments later.
Oh,
first.
That was close. That was close. Okay, I'm gonna stop my audacity. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop my audacity. Oh yeah. I'm gonna stop.